Okay, let's get going. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the IMM. This is our first online open day that we're having this year. So thank you all for joining us. You'll see a WhatsApp number there at the bottom of your screens, 079 449 8165. One of the consultants is manning that number. So please, any questions you have, send it through to that number and they'll come back to you immediately. So 079 449 8165. So just to take you through what we're going to go through today. So we've got two sessions, session one starting now at 9:30, and then our second session will be at 11 o'clock. Excuse me. So just a brief program. We'll just have an introduction, and then I'll go through professional development. My colleagues that are assisting me today, Rihanna, will take you through the learning pathways and the marketing, and then I will close off the session with our supply chain modules or our supply chain program. So welcome, everybody. My name is Michael Bevan. I'm the Virtual Campus Academic Head here at the IMM. And today I'm going to be taking you through the introduction to our online session. Often people say to me, who is the IMM? And let me tell you, the IMM are experts in business education, and we specialize in marketing, business, and supply chain management. So the IMM has been around for a long time. As you can see there, employers ask for our qualifications by name. So if you apply for a role, you'll see at the bottom of the application, they will say IMM BCom preferred or IMM BBA preferred. So employers actually ask for our qualifications. And as you see there on your screen on the right-hand side, our qualifications are all globally recognized. From an institution point of view, the IMM is registered with the DHET, the Department of Higher Education and Training. All our qualifications are accredited by the Council for Higher Education, and they're quality assured by the HEQC. So all of our qualifications are listed on the SACWA website. You can literally go to the SACWA website, and under qualifications, you click and you search for IMM, and you will see every one of our qualifications listed there. All of the module outcomes are there, the program outcomes are there. All of our information is on the SACWA website. So how long have we been around? How long have we been in business? The IMM has been around for 76 years now. So we started off just as an institution, and for the past 45 years, we've been conferring certificates, degrees, and diplomas. So up until this point in time, we have already awarded 30,300 certificates, diplomas, or degrees. So I think the IMM has been around longer than many universities in South Africa. We have students from all over the world. Europe, Africa, Asia, even in Australia. We have students in Serbia. We have some students in India. We've got students in Bosnia. We have obviously in Africa, Botswana, the Congo, Kenya, Lesotho, Malawi, Mauritania. The United Kingdom is one of our big markets, and recently we've had a number of students join us from Australia and New Zealand. So what is our approach to qualifications at the IMM? The function of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically. Intelligence plus character is the goal of a true education. So our job at the IMM, or our intention at the IMM, is not to teach students in a parrot fashion to be able to recall facts. We teach students to be able to think and to think critically. So it's a big change in what happened at high school to what happens at university. So we don't want students that can just regurgitate information. We want them to be able to think and think critically, then take the knowledge that they know and apply that knowledge to scenarios. So in our exams, for example, in our exams, we don't have any questions in any of our exam papers that say, list 4 of these things. All of our questions are, apply your knowledge of this scenario, of these concepts to this scenario. And this is what happens in the real world. In the real world, you don't list things at work, you have to apply your knowledge. So in the background at the IMM, we have over 250 academics supporting us. Of those, 33 have doctorates, 33 have master's degrees, 23 have MBAs. We have 5 professors on board, 2 with an LLB degree, and then we have 28 with honors degrees. So as you can see, our faculty at the IMM is made up of experts in their area. Of these experts, a number of them come from industry. So we have people with industry knowledge as well as academic knowledge. This allows us to teach our students real-world application of content. They don't just get an academic view on concepts, they get a real-world view. If we look at our academic connectedness, so the IMM is registered with the South African Private Higher Education. We're part of Library and Information Association of South Africa. We're members of the Association of Private Providers of Education and Training. We belong to the Southern African Universities Association and the National Association of Distance Education and Open Learning in South Africa. So you can see the IMM belongs to all of these important organizations in South Africa, and each one of them have different criteria that you need to conform to in order to belong to their association. So enough of the introduction to the IMM. Let me take you through some more content. In our dealings with industry, our industry partners have often said to us, your students are fantastic and they have all of this academic knowledge and they know how to apply this knowledge, but they lack in certain professional skills. So we came up with a program called the Professional Development Program. And the Professional Development Program is run by our sister institute, the IMM Institute. And in the Professional Development Initiative, what we do is we teach our students soft skills and real skills that they need to empower themselves in the workplace. For instance, employers have told us the students don't know how to draft a CV. The students don't know how to use PowerPoint. Students are unable to take minutes at a meeting. The students are not able to present in front of a group of people. So we came up with this professional development initiative, and we teach a number of soft skills here. And these soft skills are all industry driven. So we've gone to industry and said to them, what is it that you need us to look at? And they've come up with a number of areas. Okay, so if you look at the Professional Development Initiative, to thrive in your career, you need confidence, adaptability, and real-world insight. That's why the IMM Graduate School students have exclusive access to the Professional Development Initiative, a structured, non-academic program powered by the IMM Institute. Okay, so this doesn't take place, the place of your academic qualification. It's over and above your academic qualification. So you carry on with your studies at the IMM to get your academic qualification, and then you complete a number of short courses at the Professional Development Initiative. So the Professional Development Initiative complements your formal studies by developing the skills, behaviors, and mindset that employees value most, but that aren't typically taught in a qualification. Through a practical, portfolio-based system, it builds personal growth, digital fluency, workplace readiness, and leadership potential. Okay, so it almost helps you transition from being a student to being a working professional. So some of the areas that we look at, soft skills. We assist them in mastering communication, collaboration, and problem solving. Industry relevant knowledge, stay relevant with insights in marketing, supply chain, as well as business management. Hands-on experience, apply learning to real world scenarios. And also we offer you a networking edge. So you can grow your network at special events and interest groups. So remember, this professional development is running alongside your qualification. There's no assessments or exams. The participants compile a portfolio of evidence as proof of participation and earn annual certification. With no assessments or exams, you compile your portfolio of evidence. You then gain badges, and the more courses you complete, the more badges you can accumulate. And it goes from bronze to silver to gold. Your gold badge or certificate, you can only achieve on your final year of studies. So you must have completed your studies and completed your 5 activities during the course of that year, and then you will be awarded with your gold certificate. So the gold certificate is only awarded once you've finished your qualification. And the students who take longer than the qualification, for example, 4 or 5 years, you would literally stay on the silver until your graduation year. Okay, once you've earned your gold certificate, that allows you access to the IMM Institute. Once you finish your studies, you still have access now to the IMM Institute, and you can continue with these short courses. You can continue with the networking functions that they have. So it's not a short-term thing. This is a skill that you've learned and a qualification that you've earned, which will serve you for the rest of your life. So within professional development, 3 key focus areas that we look at: personal growth, skills development, as well as career success. So if we look at personal growth, here we assist the students with critical thinking, communication skills. We look at ethics, we look at creativity, and we even have courses on stress management. In the skills development section, you can see there we have particles, we have the spill, which is like a little newspaper, we have smart sheets, which is like a short little information sheet on a topic, and then we have snapshots, which is a quick explainer of a core topic. So these things are all under our skills development section on the professional development. And then the last, or the third category, is career success. Prepare for the world at work or your own business, join field trips, attend guest lectures, hear from top professionals, and explore our entrepreneurial hub. You'll also gain access to our career insights, short videos that give you a behind-the-scenes look at real marketing and supply chain roles. Okay, so there's videos on here. They interview top executives from big organizations like Bidvest, Vodacom. They ask these top executives, what are the type of skills that you're looking for in new students? And this allows our students to then gain those skills and assist them moving forward in their careers. So that's it for professional development. Our intention there is that you grow, you learn, and eventually you become a leader in your organization. Okay, I'm going to hand over to my colleague Rihanna, and she's going to take us through the learning pathways at the IMM.
Good morning. Oh, there we go. I'm on, Michael is off, and we're going to go ahead. So what I'm going to take you through now is our learning pathways. That is something that is making us completely unique in terms of higher education. So my name, for those of you that can see the slide, is Rihanna Prince, and I'm the Head of Assessments and the Learning Management System at the IMM. If you're looking for a way to study that fits your life and not the other way around, then you're at the right place, because that is exactly how our learning pathways and our study options are designed to look at your life and what fits your life. So we speak about choose your flexible study options in terms of 3 specific areas. The first one is your preferred pace. Secondly, your learning pathway preference. And lastly, your level of academic support. And I'm going to take you through all of those as we go along. So in terms of your preferred pace, firstly, we look at you as a student to say, are you going to be a full-time student or a part-time student, which is based on your specific pace? You can choose to either register as a full-time or a part-time student. And don't look at full-time as daytime and part-time as evening time, because it could be completely different. You could maybe work night shift, but you still have sufficient time to study during the day. It all is going to depend on the amount of time you have available to study. If we look at the notional hours that many of you have heard before, a full-time student will need approximately between 43 hours a week to 57 hours a week, depending on how many modules they take. 43 would be for approximately 3 modules, 57 hours for 4 modules. And that is based on a 20-credit module. So part-time students need to balance their studies between their full-time work or any other commitments. Maybe it's not a work situation, but other commitments. You need to look after your family, etc., etc. So it's not about just being in full-time employment that will make you a part-time student. So I've explained that to you. And a part-time student will need at least 13 to 14 hours a week per module. Apologies for me. Maybe I must just get some water, please. Just give me 2 seconds. Thank you. So we've covered the pace. Now we're going to look at the flexible study options. So at the IMM, we offer 2 student-focused study options, both designed to support your pace, your goals, and your lifestyle. Our first is blended hybrid, and our second is distance learning. And I'm going to explain both to you. Each one offers you the flexibility as well as the structure that you need, so you can choose exactly what works for you the best. So if we look at blended hybrid specifically, if that is your learning pathway preference, we've got, and what we call here is that's usually what happens during the day. This is a blend of on-site as well as online lectures and support, where you will attend either via campus or SEC, that's daytime lectures, or you can attend hybrid. So let's say, for example, you are not close to one of our campuses or our SECs, you are based in Bloemfontein, for example, where we don't have a campus or an SEC. You can still join via the hybrid option. You will have remote access, or you can even, when you decide to go into Johannesburg, for example, or Stellenbosch, for example, or Cape Town, let's say you visit friends, you can be a walk-in at the campus or the SEC. That is the wonderful opportunity that you are then exposed to someone else teaching when you're in that environment. So that's why we call it blended hybrid, either at a campus or a SEC, or you join remotely. So that is our one learning pathway preference. And just to give you an example of where our campuses and our SECs are, we've got a very beautiful campus at Stellenbosch. We've got one in Parktown that's just as beautiful, that are our full-blown campuses, and our student support centers, a wonderful student support center at Cape Town Cruise Terminal. You can sit there and, look out at the Victoria and Alfred waterfront, or in Pretoria, we've got a brand new campus, SEC in Pretoria at Groenkloof. That is really, really exciting for us. And then we've got an SEC in Durban. So you can go and study in any of those. If you, however, decide, you know what, my learning pathway preference is a distance learning preference, that is for someone that wants to study online, self-paced learning. They don't want to visit a campus or an SEC. They don't want to join via hybrid remote access. You're on your own. You still have lots of support that we're going to give you. So the choice is yours. You study independently, you study online wherever you are and at your own pace. There's 2 options. The first one, and you can see it's a nighttime option. So we call our distance learning that you can either do distance plus or you can do distance. So the only difference between the 2 is distance is self-paced. You do online evening lectures. Sorry, I wanted to go back. And distance plus mean you're getting the additional support of adding exam workshops that you can attend. So if you feel, oh, you know what, I'm a little bit stressed, I know this module is going to be a little bit difficult for me. Maybe like you are like me and don't always understand the financial modules. I want to have specific exam workshops for those modules. Then I'm going to register for Distance Plus so that I can attend the additional exam workshops, which is not on offer for a normal distance student. So in terms of the academic support that we offer you, I'm going to open the first 3 and talk through them. Now let me rather open all 6 of them and take you through them. So you can see we've broken it down into 6 specific aspects. The first one is that you have the academic support to attend lectures during the day at a campus on SSC or hybrid, as I've explained that. And you can also do a walk-in from hybrid at a campus on SSC. So that's daytime lectures that you can attend on a site. Secondly, is that you can attend the remote lectures via our remote software that we have that is state of the art. You can be anywhere in the world and you can attend it from anywhere in the world. So let's say, for example, you are a student that needs to go and play a rugby match somewhere. You may have been a registered student at a campus, but you're going somewhere where you're not at your campus. You don't need to worry. You can just attend that specific lecture that you're missing by joining us remotely. Thirdly, you're going to have access to all online evening lectures. So your campus SSC hybrid daytime lectures will be 2.5 hours times 2 a week. So that's 5 hours of lectures a week per module in the campus environment. So that's the 1 and 2. And then there will be 1 2-hour online evening lecture per week that you attend per module. That is that. And then the nice thing about this is you're also going to have access to the online recordings of the online evening lecture. And then this is your exam workshop that you're going to have access to. There will be 2.5-hour exam workshops per semester per module. So 5 additional hours of getting access to specifically focused on the exams. And then you're going to have access to every single one of, there's a myriad of information and support on our learning management system, from your module teaching and support and study plan to the online library, our e-library, to your study material, to additional articles, etc. We've got an e-discussion forum. We've got interactive videos, etc. on our learning management system. So you can see how we've broken it down below, is that if you choose the campus SSC hybrid option, you're going to have access to number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. The same with the hybrid option. You see, you're going to have access to all of that. If you choose distance plus or distance, you're going to have access to number 3, 4, and 6 if you distance, but number 3, 4, 5, and 6 if you are distance plus. So if there's any questions, please drop your question on the WhatsApp group and we are happy to answer you in terms of that. So yes, we offer you the flexibility. We're giving you the opportunity to stay focused as well as future ready. And that is the end of my presentation. So as we say, study your way. And I'm going to now take you over to marketing and explain the marketing specific function for you, which we're starting with now. Okay, so as you know, Michael mentioned to you right up front that we are an expert business institution school that focuses on marketing and supply chain management. So many of you may have joined today and say, oh, I don't know what I actually want to study. I don't know if it's the marketing route that I want to follow or the supply chain route that I want to follow. So I'm going to take you through marketing. I myself is a marketer of heart. That's what I've been in the industry for many, many years in a marketing environment before I joined an academic institution, the IMM, full-time. And marketing is really, let me take you through the video. Let's hope it plays.
The Art of Marketing, the Michael Jordan and Nike story. In 1984, one simple idea disrupted the entire world of sports marketing. A new standard in quality, style, and athleticism was created. The Air Jordan. It was a $5.1 billion marketing triumph. Everyone wanted to fly like Mike. IMM's internationally recognized marketing qualifications will give you the power to change the conversation and ultimately change the world. Take the shot and leap into a successful marketing career with IMM Graduate School.
Okay. So yes, marketing is
The
for
art of
sure
marketing.
Just see. Marketing is for sure one of the most exciting careers to ever be in. And marketing is not just about advertising. I mean, you've seen the Nike brand in the promotional video, and it's certainly one of the most well-known brands in the entire world. And that is just one brand. That can you imagine you working on something like Nike as a brand? But marketing is far more than just sexy advertising, if I want to call it that, or marketing campaigns. You are involved in a myriad of things, from the strategy and the planning side of what do we want to achieve? Not just what do we want to achieve, but you're also looking at who are we targeting? Who's going to be our target audience that we want to address our marketing campaigns and our products and our services to? You ultimately always want to see that you have a competitive advantage. Now, if you think of the Nike example we've just seen, the absolute competitive advantage Nike may have over other more inferior brands, according to their target audience. Marketing is about, you need to understand, do an analysis of the market. You need to know exactly what's happening from an internal perspective, what's happening from an external perspective. And trust me, you're going to hear the word pestle analysis when you study here, because that is really something where you look at it from a political perspective to an economic perspective to all over it, that you need to focus on. But it's not just about doing analysis and looking at your competitors. You also need to look at what the customer experience is going to be, whether it is from a service environment or even a FMCG, as I call it, fast-moving consumer goods perspective. You always need to understand how the customer will experience it. It's also about consumer behavior. How do they behave in terms of why would they want to buy or use or consume your product or your services versus a competitor one. And integrated marketing communication. In the past, it was maybe a one-size-fits-all. We only did print advertising, for an example. Now we do an integrated marketing approach where we look at it from a above the line to a below the line, from digital marketing, from social media, from influencer marketing to traditional marketing like television marketing or radio marketing, etc. So that's your integrated approach, and you're going to learn about all of that here. You need to know about the 7 Ps, not just the 4 Ps. It's a long time not just about product and place and promotion and price. It's far more than just that. You also need to understand budgets. You need to know, I still remember when I started my marketing career and we were launching products, we had to present a 10-year profit and loss statement as part of a proposed plan when we wanted to launch something to our exco and say, this is the new product we want to launch. So you need to understand budgeting. You need to understand research, because research is going to help you to understand the consumer and the customer better. And in many instances, you even do research to determine how they understand your marketing campaigns and are they interpreting it correctly. So it's not just about sales and advertising. You need to build brands, and marketing can take you to a global environment. You can work on global companies. So if marketing is the thing for you, then I'm telling you, please, please, please consider it. So you can really, why marketing and why do I, advertise marketing for you? You can literally work in any industry. I myself used to work in 5 different industries before I joined the academic environment. So you don't need to say, oh, I'm only going to go into FMCG, for example. You can work in literally any industry. You can have various career paths. You can be a chief marketing officer. You can be a growth manager. You can be a brand strategist. You can be a digital marketing specialist, a market research analyst, a customer experience or relationship manager, or brand manager. There are so many things that you can do from a marketing perspective. It's dynamic. It's an interdisciplinary field that touches literally on everything from strategy to finance to creative development. You can create campaigns if you want to. You need to look at data and analytics. You need to look at technology. You'll never be bored in a marketing environment. You will be able to, are required to be able to analyze and to strategize and to lead and to follow, and you can really make a difference in a company. And you can solve problems through the research data that you've got. So you really need to develop, and you can develop your skills even further. And ultimately, you add to the bottom line of the organization. Marketing is now part of the boardroom, and it's a very important critical element. So you'll never, ever be bored if you go into marketing, and you will see that marketing will never get out of fashion. So why at the IMM? So it's about how we teach it and also how you learn it. We, as Michael mentioned to you before, we're really looking at bridging the theory and the application aspect. And as I've mentioned or he has mentioned in our assessments, not one single assessment only tests theory. We actually test your application of the theory. We give you case studies. We ask you to do projects. For those of you that are on the website, that for the Open Day website, if you scroll slightly down, and many of you may have done, there's a whole section on student experience and projects. Go and have a look at some of those. There's even more videos. We ask you to design marketing campaigns, to do a whole marketing strategy for companies. So we really teach you application-based assessments. All our assessments are open book. All our assessments are online. So that is one thing that also puts us completely in a different class from that perspective. We look at it from a student-centered perspective. We continuously, and if I say continuously, on an annual basis, we update our study material. And we add additional articles that we can find or new information that we can find constantly to our study material so that you constantly stay ahead of the pack. You know exactly what's going on. We don't just look at South Africa. We look at Africa, we look at global things. We look at how to teach you how to problem solve. And ultimately, we ensure that our academic integrity is still in place, because ultimately you're going to walk out of here with a degree or a qualification, a marketing qualification that we need to ensure is academically sound. So how do you learn? You're going to see that you're going to have lots of interaction and engagement. You're not just going to sit and listen to someone like you listen to me today. You're going to actually be part of a group and work together and engage with each other, whether it is in person or virtually. You're going to have that interaction. We will teach you how to think critically and how to problem solve. Your studies will be flexible, will be accessible, and will give you a supportive learning environment, not just through our technology, but also through our lectures. And the type of qualifications that we have from a marketing perspective, first of all, on an undergraduate level, you can either do a higher certificate in marketing, will also give you an entry into the diploma or the degree, or that's on NQF5. You can do our diploma in marketing management, that is on NQF6, or you can join or register for our Bachelor of Business Administration and Marketing Management that we call BBA, or our Bachelor of Commerce, BCom in Marketing and Management Sciences. Now, the BBA, you have electives that you can choose from. It's either retail marketing or digital marketing or business to business marketing. So you can already choose what you want to focus on. And if I can still remember, yes, you have to take 2 of those electives. And then on the BCom in marketing and management science, there are 2 streams. You can either follow the project management stream or the supply chain management stream. And you'll see when Michael takes you through the supply chain management on its own, that has become one of the biggest buzzwords around. So you can still be studying in a marketing environment, but have the supply chain focus or project management focus. And then when you decide to study further than just undergraduate, but postgraduate, you also have different options. You've got the postgraduate diploma in marketing management that the focus is far more vocational. You do a simulation program. It's far more application driven than any of the other postgraduate programs. Or you can do the Bachelor of Philosophy, the B.Phil Honours in Marketing Management, where there's a huge focus on research. And then you can carry on and do your Masters of Philosophy or MPhil in Marketing, which is dissertation based. From an industry connectedness, we have accreditation with the CIM, the Chartered Institute of Marketing in the UK. We have recognition status from the Australian Marketing Institute. We are the preferred service provider to the Marketing Association of Zimbabwe, and many of us lecture to their students on an annual basis. I myself joined, they had a MAS conference in Cape Town a couple of weeks ago, and I was one of the many of our IMM lecturers that had to present to them. We're also the preferred service provider of the African Marketing Confederation, as well as the IMM Institute. So you can see we are far, far connected to any of the others out there. And then that's me. Please post your questions and we will address them on the WhatsApp session. I'm going to hand over back to Michael so that he can take you through supply chain.
Thank you, Rihanna. So let's look at supply chain.
Supply chain success, the MSC Group. For over 50 years, the Mediterranean Shipping Company has dominated the oceans in one of the planet's most logistically challenging industries. A master class in global supply chain efficiency. From a single ship in 1970, to a global giant with 756 vessels. MSC delivers over 23 million containers annually, thanks to a worldwide technical and logistics crew of thousands, each one a vital link in its supply chain voyage. Planning, sourcing, and delivering, along 260 routes, connecting more than 500 ports in 150 countries. Supply chain keeps MSC on course, and the world moving. IMM Graduate School offers internationally recognized supply chain and project management qualifications that will propel your career forward. Become a driving force in the dynamic supply chain industry. Apply today and study at IMM Graduate School. Supply chain.
So it's all very well having the marketing guys branding products and selling products and developing new products, but how will the product actually get to the customer? How did the raw material even get to the factory? This is where supply chain comes in. So the link between supply chain and marketing. In marketing, you would have heard about the 7 Ps, the price, product, place, promotion, people, process, and the physical. So the place part of the 7 Ps is where the goods are available. So this is where supply chain comes in. But supply chain doesn't just start there. Supply chain starts way back. So at the IMM, we have a number of supply chain programs that students can register for. On our undergraduate side, we have a higher certificate in supply chain. We also do a higher certificate in project management. Then if we go up to the degrees, we have a Bachelor of Commerce, a BCom in International Supply Chain Management. And then we even have a postgraduate, a Bachelor of Commerce Honours in Supply Chain Management. So in our Bachelor of Commerce degree, our undergrad degree, we have supply chain, we have trade finance and payments, we have transport and logistics. We have a whole host of supply chain specific modules that are covered in that degree. So as I said to Rihanna, it doesn't help having all of these nice products sitting at our retailer, but where do they actually come from? If you imagine any product that you use today, it came through a supply chain. If you think of the car that you're driving, the steel came from a mine in Sishen, and it went on a train all the way to Saldanha. It went on a boat from there all the way to China. They converted it into steel. They made the car body there, or in Japan, and they sent it all the way back to South Africa. It landed in Durban Harbour. Then it got taken off the ship. It came on the railway line all the way up to Johannesburg to our distributor. In Johannesburg, it was then sent out to the different Toyota dealers, let's say, and then to the retailers, and then to you, the end user. So when you think of supply chain, it's not just that electric vehicle at Woolworths that's delivering to your house, or the guy from Checker 6060 that brings you those things that you forgot. The supply chain starts right way back at the farm. And then once the guy has delivered his goods to you, the supply chain still continues, because now we have waste products to get rid of. So supply chain careers, if you think of supply chain careers, there are sales roles in supply chain, there are warehousing jobs in supply chain, there are retailing jobs in supply chain, there are manufacturing jobs in supply chain. My son works in the US and he works at Saint-Gobain, and he is in a supply chain role there. They make roof tiles and he's at the factory that makes them. But he studied supply chain at university and he's working at a manufacturer. There you can see it, number 2. So you'll remember Rihanna spoke about the 7 P's in marketing. In supply chain, we have the 7 R's. The right product, the right quantity, in the right condition, delivered to the right place, at the right time, for the right consumer, at the right price. So supply chain, we talk about the 7 rights. And as with marketing, supply chain, work anywhere you need. Every single industry has some type of supply chain involved with it. It makes a high impact. It directly affects profit and customers. I can guarantee you any company that you work at is looking to cut costs, and where they look at cutting costs is in the supply chain. So if you've studied supply chain, you know exactly how to analyze a supply chain and where to look to cut costs. Supply chain managers are constantly solving problems. It's not a same thing every single day type of role. It's dynamic, it's fast-paced, and supply chain will always be needed. There is absolutely no doubt that the supply chain function or the supply chain route will always be required. Products need to get from A to B. So if you think back to 2019, during the height of COVID, when factories had to close down, so a number of big factories in China that used to make chips, electronic chips for controlling computers, these places closed down. And so the whole supply chain then had to close down. The knock-on effect of that was enormous. In fact, I think it's still being felt today. So there will always be a need for people working in the supply chain. Why supply chain? I can tell you right now, in the past 5 years, approximately 25% of all new supply chain vacancies in South Africa came about in the last 5 years. That's how quickly supply chain has grown in South Africa, as well as worldwide. If you just do a quick Google search, you will see supply chain management is right up at the top of industries or jobs that are growing worldwide. So studying supply chain, you're guaranteed to have a job anywhere in the world. So as with our marketing, our supply chain is also linked to industry. So we are accredited by CILT International. That's the International Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport. In South Africa, the IMM is a member of the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport in South Africa. And the IMM even sponsors one of the Excellence Awards at the African Supply Chain Excellence Awards. It's an annual function that was held in Sandton last year. And the IMM is one of the main sponsors of that, which just indicates our industry connectedness. This was a function attended by all the senior supply chain operators, if I could call it that, in South Africa, and they all know about the IMM. So if supply chain is your thing, please get hold of us and register for supply chain. So if you have any questions, please WhatsApp us. The little icon is there on your screen. Just click on it and send us a WhatsApp. So once again, thank you for joining us on our online open day. The WhatsApp line will stay open the entire day. So if you have any problems or any issues you'd like to confirm, you want to find out pricing, you want to know when we start, please WhatsApp us 079 449 8165. Thank you ever so much. And our next session will start at 11 o'clock.